Jim Harbaugh could be returning to the NFL next season, as it was reported by Bruce Feldman of The Athletic that Harbaugh is looking and is interested in a return to the NFL, and he's interested in one team specifically. One team was named in this report, and it was the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I know what a lot of people are immediately thinking. Yes, the college football coach of the year wanting to go to the NFL. We've seen this happen before. It's not going to work out. We just got finished with the Urban Meyer situation. We've dealt with people like Chip Kelly, Greg Schiano, and the like. All these college coaches who come in and they flop. But Jim Harbaugh is different, because whether it was Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, all these great coaches in college football who weren't able to translate to the NFL, he is the one exception of a college coach. Again, a specifically college coach. Jim Harbaugh wasn't an NFL coach who went to college and then back to the NFL like Pete Carroll did. I know a lot of people like to bring up the Pete Carroll example. Pete Carroll was a coach in the NFL before. But Harbaugh is one of the true exceptions to this rule. And honestly, in the modern day at least, I think the only exception, at least of the past 20 years I can think of someone who's left college and went to the NFL and had immediate success and not been a flop after 1 or 2 years. You look at what he did in San Francisco, not only the record, not only the back-to-back trips to the NFC Championship games, but also you got to take in the fact that he helped mold Alex Smith, someone who everyone thought Alex Smith was a bust going into 2011. He had just come off 2010, one of the most uninspiring seasons of football I had ever seen a team play in the San Francisco 49ers that year. In 2011, being elevated to 13-3, I should say. 13-3, and an NFC title game appearance. One, I believe it was Tim Williams' fumble away from a potential Super Bowl. 2012 comes around. 11-4-1 as the head coach there. And that is as they made the switch to Colin Kaepernick. And again, he was the first coach that Colin Kaepernick had in the NFL, and is also really responsible for a lot of his early success as well. They go to the Super Bowl that year, and they lose to my Baltimore Ravens and the better brother, John Harbaugh. But the next year, 12-4, he goes to the NFC Championship game again. That's 3 straight years. His first 3 years goes to the NFC title game. They underwhelm at 8-8 in 2014. And for some ungodly reason, the San Francisco 49ers thought it was a good idea to get rid of him, because they didn't want to give arguably their most successful coach in nearly 20 years at that point. They didn't want to give him any power. They didn't want to give him power. No. Instead, they thought it was a good idea to let him go and completely shatter the foundation that Jim Harbaugh had built. Needless to say, it was a tough time in San Francisco after he left. Then he goes to Michigan. He has some success. He's coach of the year this year. But everyone's wondering, and everyone knows it. Like, anyone who's paid attention knows it. If there's one guy who can come in to an NFL team, an NFL roster, and knows and know how to run it. Because the problem with all these college coaches is, like Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, they think like they approach the NFL like they would approach college. And you can't do that. Because in the NFL, these are athletes getting paid to do their profession. They're not amateurs, or they're not college football athletes. We don't want to get into that right now. It's a separate discussion. But in the NFL, these are grown men who are not going to take crap from you. They will take coaching, but they're not going to take crap. And that's what a lot of college coaches don't get when they translate to the NFL. Look at Urban Meyer again. But the Raiders are an interesting job because you already got Derek Carr. You got a team that's in the mix for a playoff hunt. You got a lot of good pieces. You got, I think, an up-and-coming defense. A great head coach like Jim Harbaugh could be enough to put this team right up there in the AFC contendership. And I mean it. I mean right up there with the Chiefs, right up there with the Titans, right up there with all those teams. Because Jim Harbaugh is that damn good. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.